What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Short-Sided Golf Show, the daily golf show taking on topics such as betting, coming out we try to release on Tuesdays, tournament recaps, and everything else going on in the golf world. Want to give a quick shout out to our newest sponsor, which is PGATourJerseys.com. Definitely check them out. They have these new PGA Tour jerseys, which are basically shirt jerseys, just like you buy for the MLB or NFL, with your favorite player on them. So if you're supporting Koepka or DeChambeau or Tiger, whoever it may be, you can rock their jersey. It has their official world golf ranking. I know I just got a Varner one. I got a Koepka one coming, which I'm kind of bummed because he's out of this week's U.S. Open. So that was a bad pickup by me, but have them coming. They're great quality, so we're excited to rock them. And they're only $16, so you can't go wrong. Usually those are $35 or whatever. So definitely check them out. They're supporting the podcast, so definitely support them and go to PGATourJerseys.com. This week, we're going to get into our mailbag. We have a few questions that we've received through the comments or people just sending in, so we want to just kind of take the time, answer them. Shilzy and I giving our assessment and what we think on them. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, Shilzy. So I know we got a few questions over the last few days and kind of figured, hey, let's give them their moment and cover them on the pod and give our opinion on them. So I know you have a few on your end. I guess I can start off with the one I have here, and we can kind of get going.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So this was just comment on a video by Ben Jarman commented on this on one of our first podcasts we did, and he said a friend of mine cold sculled a 3-wood along the ground and aced a long par 3 a few years ago. He said it didn't count as a hole-in-one and never mentions it. And they said, I think we all kind of get that, which, I mean, I guess I can start on it. I think it's ridiculous not to count. I think I'm counting. If that ball ends up in the hole, I don't care.
You have to count it.
Yeah, you have to count it. I think the fact that he doesn't ever mention it is, I think as a friend, you have to go to him and say, hey, you can mention that hole-in-one because that was legit. I don't care if you blade it, whatever it may be, as long as you don't kick it. If that ends up in the hole, it's I'm mentioning it for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So I'll tell a kind of side story. I was playing in an event this past Wednesday, and guy I was playing the match with it was about a 145-yard par 3, big bunker up front to the right off the tee. He pulls his shot left, pins way right, and the ball hits this big grassy mound on the left, bounces 5 feet in the air, rolls all the way to about 6 inches, all the way across the green. The ball was from club to stop was probably moving for 30 seconds, just rolling and rolling and rolling. It was crazy. But like, if that went in, it was a terrible shot. As soon as he made contact, he like slammed his club down, looked down, and walked off the tee. And we're all watching it. It's like, shit, this might go in. Like, that's a hole-in-one. So like, I don't care if you skull a 3-iron, you duff a driver, and it just rolls, and you get lucky. Like, it's luck to begin with. How many par 3s have you played that it didn't go in, right? And you hit a perfect shot. If it goes in, you count it and you move on.
Right, and kind of in that vein, the course I grew up on, the second hole is huge from left to right, so it's big hill. And I remember in our club championship, this really good kid hit a dead yank, hit a tree, bounced down, and the whole green goes left to right. So it's, if he was laying down the top, there's a chance, and it laying down the green and went in. And I mean, I think it's a funny story to tell. I think you do have to mention it when someone says, "Oh, have you made a hole-in-one this hole?" It's like, oh yeah, but it hit a tree. Like, it was kind of funny, but I mean, I don't think for 1 second I would say that wasn't a hole-in-one. So for this guy, I give him kind of, I guess, a credit. I don't know if it's stupidity or credit that he doesn't count it, because that's a hole-in-one as far as I'm concerned.
Yep, 100%.
There's been a lot worse. I'm sure if he just bladed a 3-wood, I'm sure there's been a lot worse hole-in-ones that have gone in than just hitting it a little thin or hitting.
Well, think of it this way. Like, I mean, I've never had a hole-in-one, but I've also never had an albatross. Like, I would say albatrosses are probably more rare than a hole-in-one. But like, if you're standing 250 yards out in a par 5 and you like worm burn a 3-wood that rolls all the way up there and goes in, are you going to say, wow, like, I don't really have an albatross? Like, No,
Right.
you
No,
have one.
yeah, no way.
Like it's
Right.
right. It's totally. It's harder to do, and it's why do you hold that to a different standard,
Right.
right?
For
So
sure. So I think we're in agreement on that one.
100%.
So yeah. So Ben, if you're talking to your friend ever, that's a hole in one. Yeah, he has one. I've had
Count
worse. I mean,
He owes you drinks. Straight up, he owes you
yeah,
drinks.
yeah, retroactive drinks
Yes,
with interest.
with interest, 100%. One drink per month since the incident.
All right, so the next one we have from Nate is saying that if you could play Augusta, which we've all dreamt of that, we've all played it out in our heads. What's the one shot if could get on Augusta for one shot before you die? What's the one shot you hit at Augusta National? I'll let you go first on this one, Shilsey.
Sure. I thought about this a lot, simply because during COVID quarantine, I rewatched every Masters since 1986, every single one. So I saw the course plenty of times in a short amount of time. And I think there are a few like, you know, hitting the par three on 12 like this would probably be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Second shot into 13 is probably pretty cool, but even 16, the par three again is pretty cool. But I think the number one shot at Augusta to hit would be the second shot on 15 over the water from the top of the hill into the par five.
I was
Uh,
thinking
like
that is a good one.
I mean,
There are a few, but
to have the ability to do that, like you have to have a great drive. But like if I'm literally just dropping a ball somewhere at Augusta and I get to take one swing, I'm dropping it 215 from that pin at the top of that hill and hitting the greatest 4 iron of my life.
that is good. That's definitely on the top of one. I don't know. I was thinking about it, and 16's a good one, but I would have to say that is entirely pin
Pin
dependent.
related, yes, 100%.
Yeah. So if it's the
Got to be
Sunday
back left.
pin, I hit that shot.
Yeah,
But
it's got to be back left.
right. But if you say a pin's just in the middle of the green, I wouldn't say that. 15's good. Um, I think I would go drive, and one drive would be 10. I think 10 is one of the coolest tee shots in golf, where it's just downhill. Unfortunately, you hit a 3-wood, but you have to bend it around that corner. The ball runs forever. But I'm going to say the drive on 13. I think maybe because I've always hooked the ball that I've just like that has fit my eye. But to get up and hit a driver, I would hit a driver. I wouldn't hit 3-wood. And just have to sling it around that corner. You're tucked back, 12 green right there, over Rays Creek. I don't know. That's just the most iconic. I think it is cool too how fans can't even get there. So fans don't even know what that tee shot looks like in person, which is you can't say that for really any other shot.
Right.
So yeah, I'm going 13. I've always had on the range. I'd always pretend like, all right, you're on 13 at Augusta. You have to sling it around the corner. I think that's the best par five in golf. So give me a tee shot there. I'll take it.
I like that. I think that's cool. I'm glad you backed off of your opinion on 10, just because of watching all the Masters again. The tee shot on 10, like I am so excited to live bet this when it's
Mm-hmm.
allowed and we can do this. But I promise you, 9 out of 10 times, if you are right off the tee on 10, but automatic bogey every single time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you are not on the fairway and you miss it right, it is an automatic bogey. So just sit there and wait to smash the button during the live coverage in November. Um,
Bogey.
I
Bogey.
promise you will pay your mortgage. Don't quote me on that.
It's funny. I think the last time we went, someone was talking about back in the day how there was zero rough at Augusta, and they were like it made the course so much harder. And I remember we were thinking like, how could like no rough make a course hard? It's just all fairway everywhere. But then you think about it, and you think about like a shot on 10 where hey, Augusta rough is minimal. It's not even rough to begin with, but it just stops the ball enough where if you have 10, if that's all fairway, if you hit it a little bit right, you're in the trees immediately.
Yeah,
So I think that would be a
100%.
cool nugget. But yeah, I don't know. There's just so many good ones. Like even the second shot on 15 would be great, even though I would just bail out 80 yards to the right. And so, and then obviously 12 would be awesome. But I don't know. Give me the big dog in the hands. Let me try to. I'll probably hit a Zach Johnson just dead off the toe.
All right, which one don't you want? Like,
Ooh,
what's one you're terrified of?
I would probably say
I would say
if
approaching to 11 for you. That's going
yeah,
right in the drink.
no, I'm flaring it. I'm putting on 12T. I think I have nightmares about because 15 I would snipe it left so I couldn't hit your magical shot. I'd have to lay up, and then that wedge into 15 would give me nightmares because
Oh, the
it's
downhill over the water.
yep,
Yeah.
downhill over the water. The green probably looks like a bathtub sitting up there. It's like so you have no room to land it. I would I don't know. I don't think I would chunk it because I'd be worried. So I just blade it into 16 pond every time. So that's the shot I would not want.
I think that in perfect conditions, if I played the 13th hole 10 times, I would make better than 7 maybe once. I can't hit that tee shot. It reminds me of 15 at RG.
Yeah.
I can't hit that right to left. And then I can't hit the ball high enough from that far away off a downhill or a side hill lie to get to that green. It's
Right. And then it would
I'm
be the
taking
same thing.
7
It'd be
every
in a
time.
wedge where the ball
Yeah.
would be a foot above your feet, where it'd just be like, all right, right in Race Creek. I know
Yeah,
where this
it's
is going.
like
Or in the azaleas behind the green.
every time it's blocked right, 1, punch out 2, side hill, chunk into the creek 3, drop 4, chip on 5, 2 putt 6, 7 every time. Like
On to
done.
14.
Yeah, just drop me off at 14, give me a 7. So,
Hmm. That's crazy. That's just the difference between someone who hits a fade and someone who hits a slinging hook.
yep.
I love that hole. Just like I can just aim it out to the right and let the yip go. I just rip it around that corner. Um, all right, now to get to the last one. Our buddy Alex said he was watching infomercials the other day on the Golf Channel. I guess this is peak COVID, just watching infomercials, and he said, "What is one infomercial, golf club item, whatever it may be, on the Golf Channel that you would invest in today?" Um,
I'll go first because mine
okay.
is just like it cracks me up every single time. The ad starts with do you believe in aliens? No. Well, you can believe in the alien shot saver wedge. It's this ugly ass big fat high bounce wedge that they claim that works out of deep rough, deep bunkers, tight lies. Keep in mind in the ad, the tight lies thing, the guy's literally chipping off of a cart path. Like like it's just
I'm surprised. I would just think that they would just say that is like the unchunkable wedge. Like it has so much bounce that it just you can't chunk it. And I think you
yeah.
could sell it based on that.
I want to know what the difference between the alien shot saver, other than it being out of this world, and the XE1 wedge is. I'd like to get
Yeah, I
those.
don't know.
I'd like to get those two engineers in a room and hash it
And
out.
hash it out.
Yeah,
The marketing on whoever has the XE1 wedge, the marketing team sitting in there like, damn it, the alien, they got us out of this world. And what was that? Do you believe in aliens?
yeah. How do we not
Um,
think of that?
I'm going to say, I know we were kind of talking about it. I may go differ. The F2 wedge, which if you look it up is I'm pretty sure it's called the F2, which is a hosel-less wedge. It doesn't have a hosel. The face is in front of the hosel. So it's literally, because like I
So
said with the alien, if I think you have to peg it as, if you do this, you won't do this anymore. Like the chunkless wedge. If you're chunking your wedges, you can have this. Yeah, maybe you'll blade whatever, but you will never chunk another wedge. And
what
that's
the
what this
fuck
club is.
is this
Is
thing?
you could chunk it, you could blade it, whatever, but if you have the shanks, you will never shank a wedge again with this club. And I think there are so many people who almost, I have friends who almost quit because of the shanks. They get it so badly, and you'll do anything to get rid of them. These are wedges where it's literally you cannot shank. Take my money.
This thing's $130 at In the Hole Golf.
The F2.
EF2.
Damn, that's like a bogey.
$130?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a
hey,
brand new SM8.
hey, you can shank that though. Yeah, it spends For $30 less, you save $30 and you'll never shank it again. I mean,
I'd rather shank it than carry that around.
they are so ugly, but I just love the concept of if you shank it, you will never shank it again. The other one, the honorable mention for me would be the GX7 driver because I love the fact that they
Yes.
just made a 10-degree 5 wood and are calling it a driver, which is like, yeah, okay. Just kind of like how TaylorMade made the rocket balls 2 inches longer than your normal driver and said that you gain 10 yards. It's like,
Yep.
yeah, it's because
You
our
just have
new
more leverage.
hot face technology. It's like, oh, no, you just, with this one, yeah, you just make a 5 wood and you make it 10 degrees. Because I actually used to have for a few years the Perfect Club. My mom had it, and then we just took it from her because it was the greatest club of all time, which the Perfect Club is basically a fairway wood that you hit very straight, which is basically just a hybrid with a fairway wood head that was before hybrids were a thing. And it
Right.
was my favorite club. And I think the GX7 in that vein is just give me a 5 wood that I can say, no, it's a driver. It's just a shorter driver with a smaller head, but it's still a driver. I'm on board with that marketing. I'm on board with that that bait and switch.
GX7 on eBay right now, 149.99 with $9 shipping.
I'll buy two of them. I'll pull the old Phil and have two drivers in the bag at that price.
You can
Nine
go get a
degree and
you can get an
11.
Epic Flash fairway wood for $10 more.
It's not the GX7. That thing's dead straight. It's not 10 degrees. You could probably get a GX7 at 7.5 degrees, extra stiff. I'll be
Just
flighting that
do me a
thing real
favor,
well.
do not go down this rabbit hole of infomercial clubs on eBay. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
here all night. The
And then
IRT5 hybrid, that thing looks sick. The Vixa V12, 14.5 degree loft certified pre-owned driver.
my favorite is of all time is the Medicus though. That's
Yeah,
my
Maticus is the
with the hinge, which is basically it's supposed to keep you on plane, but then you can just figure out if you swing it really really slow, it just won't hinge. So you can technically beat it,
you can cheat. You
but
can cheat
yeah,
the
you can
Maticus.
cheat. Like I remember I was doing it's just like, oh yeah, my swing's terrible. I will say it does help with like the initial takeaway where like you don't realize how you just whip it back. And
Right.
like with that, if you just like before you tee off, just like, oh no, just like take a deep breath and just like take it back nice and slow. It does help with that, I guess, if there's one thing, but like actually training your swing to stay on plane is just a fugazi. It's not real. Pixie
Yeah.
dust.
Fake, 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 fake. Nothing will ever top the Maticus. But I
Yeah,
think that's all we
Medicus,
got, right?
Marco Mira touting that thing. What's up?
I think that's all we got, right?
Yep.
All
Think
right.
that's it. Um, everyone send in more mailbag questions. I think we have fun
Yeah, these are fun.
spouting our takes on it. So yeah, if you have one, leave it in the comments. We'll get to it. And if you have any takes on this as well, let us know. If you have any more infomercial clubs, send them our way because I'm down to try them. I'll put a nice head
Add to
cover on the
add to the
GX7. You won't
5
even know the
basement.
difference. All right, Shilsey, good talk, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Peace.